So the first thing we need to make sure is running is Mongo. So just type sudo system control start MongoDB. And we can confirm that it's running by going to localhost at port 27017. And we'll get this message, and that basically means that it's working and running. So what we need to do is create our user for our database that our app is going to use. So our application is going to use a database we'll create called app. So what we need to do is connect to the Mongo shell to create a user for that. So just type Mongo. It's going to take you in, and it's going to automatically connect you to a test database. We need to be using our database, so type use and the name of our database. And now we're going to create our user. So to do that, type db.createUser. That's a capital U in user. Open up brackets, and inside that, some curly brackets, and then type name, and in quotations, your username, comma, pwd, and then the password you're going to use, and then roles. And in here, you need to open up square brackets, and inside that, some curly brackets. Type role, and in here, type read write as the value. The W in write is capitalized, and then DB, and then the name of the DB. So it should look like this. Make sure your syntax is correct. It's very easy to miss commas or brackets when you're working in the Mongo shell. When you're ready, just hit enter, and it should create a user, and it should tell you that it successfully created the user. For me, it gives me an error because I've already got that user created. So now we can exit it here, and we're back into our shell. So now we need to configure Apache. Actually, first we need to do one more thing with Mongo. So type sudo nano /etc, and it's going to be mongodb.conf. We've got to turn authorization or authentication on here. So just come down to this line that says auth equals true, and just remove the hash symbol. Control O to save, Control X to exit. Now we're going to restart MongoDB. So system control restart MongoDB. Good stuff. Now we've got to configure Apache, and this is going to be the point of the video, I guess, is this is an advanced configuration of what you can do with Apache, and it's not going to be all-encompassing. You may need to use some different modules, or with Apache than what you need with Meteor. If you're deploying a Meteor app, this should work flawlessly for you, but this gives you an idea of the fact that there are different modules that you can enable and disable in Apache if you need them. So we need to enable 3 modules for Apache to handle the proxy, because we're going to be running our app on port 58080, but we don't want users to have to remember the port number, and we definitely don't want the port number visible in the URL. And so this is what we need to configure for Apache. So to do this, type sudo a2 nmod proxy, and then sudo a2 nmod proxy _HTML, and then sudo a2 nmod proxy _HTTP. Now, once you've got this done, we actually need to create the virtual host. And so what a virtual host is let's say you want to run 6 different websites in their own directories at 6 different domain names. So let's say you have 6 domain names pointing to this, or actually let's say you've got 1 domain name pointing to this server, but you want to use subdomains, which is the portion before the domain. So you could have like app.yourdomain.com, app2.yourdomain.com, and here's how you would set up those. So what we need to do is go into etc /Apache2. And here you can see that we've got a sites available directory, and we're going to create a file in there. So just type sudo nano sites available, and I'm just going to call it app.conf.